to Angela's Tip Corner. This week we're going to make Irish cream turnovers. It's St. Patty's Day, and who doesn't love Irish cream? I know I love it. So the first thing you're going to need to do is get some frozen puff pastry. You can find these at any of your grocery stores in the freezer section, and cut them into about 4x4 squares. Make some egg wash. It's pretty simple. I usually just mix it to what I think is good. There's recipes online you can find. We're just going to brush half of the puff pastry at an angle, and that's going to give us just enough glue to hold this together for when we put it in the oven. And for baking, just follow the instructions it has on the box. If you have a convection oven, remember to drop your temperature by 25 degrees or you're going to risk burning your product. And we're just doing a simple, real simple finger crimp. It looks really pretty when it's done. You can also use a fork if you don't want to get your hands on there. And then we're just going to lightly brush this with egg wash because we don't want it to get down in the grooves. So I'm going to go ahead and set this here. We'll pop that in the oven here in a minute. Now we're going to start our Irish cream mousse. Once again, we're going back to that very first video that I did on how to make whipped cream. We're going to whip this to about stiff peak, and then we're going to add in the fun stuff. We're going to add in some Baileys. I've already pre-chilled my bowl. Make sure to scrape every last drop of goodness out of there. You don't want to lose any of this. And then hold on to your cup because that's what we're going to also use to measure out our Baileys. All right, we are now to a nice stiff peak. So now comes the next step. You're going to turn it on to low, about a number 2, and we're very slowly going to add in the Baileys so that it doesn't break our whipped cream. I'm going to go ahead and kick this up to about 3. We're just going to let that go until it's fully incorporated. I'm going to go ahead now and kick it up to 4. And as you see it's coming together, feel free to kick it up a little bit more. Try and get a little bit of air back in there. All right, just like that, we have some very, very yummy smelling Irish cream mousse. So now we're going to go ahead and take a piping bag. You can get piping bags at pretty much Walmart and any other craft store. If you don't have them, a baggie will work just as well. Just make sure you seal it really good and then just clip one of the corners. All right. We're going to just close this off and set it aside. You see here I've got these beautiful puff pastries. They just, when you follow the directions, they poof up just wonderfully. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to cut it right down the middle, but we're not cutting it all the way through. You just want to cut it almost all the way through, because then if you open up, you can see you got a beautiful cavity in there that we're going to fill now. We're just taking the tip right off of there. You can put as much or as little as you want in here. Just remember, the more you put in, the messier this is going to be to eat. But oh, what a delicious mess it's going to be, right? Quickly do up the rest of these, and then we're going to top it with some chocolate ganache drizzle, because chocolate and Irish cream are like a match made in heaven. It's to die for. And if you're not a big chocolate fan, you can sprinkle sugar on these before you bake them, or you can even just make a plain royal icing glaze with like powdered sugar. It'll taste just as good. And just like that, you have a very decadent yet simple dessert for this St. Patty's Day. You can put as much or as little as you like on here. I think I'm going to put a little more on this one, and it's going to be mine. Alright, so there you have it, Irish cream turnovers. And just remember, if you want to make these kid friendly and you don't want to use alcohol, you can always use the Irish cream extract instead. So thank you for watching yet again, and I'll see you next month.